What's up, everybody? I am back with Carl Weber's Family Business, Season 6, Episode 6. Only a Duncan can kill a Duncan. This episode made me nervous, y'all. I have talked crap all season long, half the season, about Junior being a punk ass. But even though I just don't want the people to turn Junior lights off. Like, I'm not ready for Junior to go. I really would like Junior to have a redemption, like to redeem himself. Maybe not this season, maybe next season. But I already knew something. Listen, something told me in my spirit that brother was coming, that Larry was coming. But the way I thought they would handle it, they didn't. However, let's just jump right on in. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stay in the algorithm. Okay? All right. Yeah, this, y'all know it left us with a cliffhanger, but this it can go either way. I don't know. Anyway, first off, they start the episode. They still have Juan unalived on the ground. Police show up. Kendra show up. I forgot the guy's name. The other detective, he showed up. They have that back and forth cop banter or whatever would happen. Blah blah blah. He also tell her to just watch her back, because I think she believes somebody is after her. So there's that. We also need to find out, girl, who is after you. We are in episode 6 and we know nothing. All right. Anyway, so over at the reception, I forgot the brother's name. Consuela's brother. He's just having a good time. Everybody laughing and talking. At this point, nobody knows what happened to Juan, because as they were getting ready to take their pictures, I think everybody headed out to the reception. So nobody knows what is happening right now. So then everybody started to look for Consuela. Like, where's Consuela? Where's Juan? And then Nevada walked in, shook it. Shout out to Alicia. Okay, that's my girl. You subscribe to her channel, Black Girls Den Podcast. Okay. So yes, Nevada walked in, shook it. Okay, and following behind him was Consuela with all of the blood on her dress, and everybody else found out that Juan was unalived. Everybody was so distraught. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, and I saw how mad LC got. I remembered, dang, him and Juan had been friends for a long time, but I forgot, and I didn't want to put that out there in my review, thinking that I was going to be wrong about that, but I really wasn't. So they was friends because I remember seeing Juan on season 1, right? So, Donna, in the next scene, we see Donna, she's getting high. I'm assuming she's with the mystery man. She finally gets a call from Junior, and he asks if you knew. She was like, no, what? And he was like, don't play with me. Do you know what happened? Did you do it? She was like, well, I need you to be more detail oriented. What are you talking about? So he was like, did you unalive Juan? And was this discussed? Who discussed this? Who ordered this? Like, now he have questions. And so she was like, well, yes, a lot was discussed, but I thought that, and again, this is what that raggedy lady do. She throws everybody under the bus to keep herself. She throws a rock and hides her hand. And that's what she did in that moment, because this is exactly what she said. She said a lot was discussed, but I thought that they would have ran everything past you first. You knew that they wasn't going to do that. You're okay with whatever they do as it relates to the Duncans. Like, I really wish And I'm talking about in TV land, okay? So I really wish that instead of that being Junior with the blicky to his head, I really felt like that should have been Donna. I felt like it should have been Donna. And then I also felt like the plan should have been to get rid of the alliance. And, but then I guess they have all of those people under them that they will have to deal with. It would be even messier to unalive each head of the alliance. Then there are people under them. So I guess that wasn't the best idea. In my head, I thought it was a good idea, but when I say it out loud, it was not the best idea. Anyway, so Donna proceeds to tell Junior, what doesn't matter. What doesn't matter? It wasn't like it was LC or your brothers. And I was like, man. So Junior tells Donna, that Juan was standing across from you when he was baptized. And he said, he is my godfather. And Donna was basically like, yeah, I know. It don't really matter to her. At this point, nothing Junior says matter. Her goal in life is to keep Junior in the alliance and to keep him divided from his family. And she's actually doing an amazing job. Anyway, Junior was mad. He was like, man, F the alliance. And so Donna, which I thought that this was going to be his last straw. I thought that he was going to see the error of his ways and then at least try to go home and reason and fix it. And, even though it wouldn't have been fixed today, at least it would have been a start to, work on a turn in the relationships that he has managed to, that he's managed to, hold on, y'all. The relationships that Junior has managed to destroy. Sorry about that. I had to cough. All right. So Donna tells Junior, basically, you know who's undermining you. So at this point, you need to handle your business. And again, leaving herself as if she didn't do anything, but you're just as complicit because you were there and you're okay with it. Oh, she irritates me. Okay? So Donna is in the mirror and she said, this mother effer, after she hung up with Junior, she was like, this mother effer is blowing my hide. And I was like, ugh, girl, Chippy would never. Okay, she would never. Okay, she will always be the better woman than Donna. But again, she's always shown up as the better woman than Donna. Anyway, we see a man. It was a glare. It was a glare, and it was a chocolate man. We see a man almost sound. Okay, so I didn't know Harris was gonna be in this episode, but when they showed the man, the glare of the man, I was like, that man sound like Harris, like exactly like Harris, but it lends me to believe that still could have been Harris. So I don't know. I don't know if Harris is Donna. I don't know, but we gonna find out. We need to find out who in the hell she's sleeping with. And whoever it is she's sleeping with, does he have anything to do with all of these, connecting all of these pieces and all of the things that's going on? Okay. So in the next scene, Paris, Roman, and Rio are at Club Oasis. Paris is talking to Rio. She's letting him know, listen, I really don't trust Roman like that. She still have doubts about him being their brother. And Rio is always on board. Rio is like, listen, he's a Duncan. I'm okay with it. Mom and dad okay with it. So you don't have a choice but to be okay with it. He's cool. I like Roman. Okay. We just want to see what he can do. Roman need to go to finishing school. Okay. At least for 6 months. I don't know. but he need a fast track. All right. So Chippy called Paris and told them that they needed to come home immediately. And she was, y'all know, Chippy was distraught because just as long as LC's been friends with Juan, Chippy has known Juan long as well. They all been around each other, so they know each other. Anyway, she let them know that, you know, Juan was unalived, and so of course they've known Juan all of their lives. So everybody just distraught by this whole thing. And even though we don't really see it for Junior, he is still entitled in his grief because that is his godfather, and also he has known Juan his entire life. So it's not like Juan was just some dude boy. Juan was family. Juan is family. All right. So Junior goes to the Alliance and have a conversation with them about the situation that happened with Juan. He asks, listen, why Juan? And so Antonio tell him, because we couldn't touch a Duncan. And he was like, so what makes Juan valuable? It was like, well, Juan is in charge of the foreign distribution for the table, and with him gone, they can't do anything for a while. So the Alliance can take this chance to step in and take over. So Junior tells them what they did will actually cost them. He lets them know that LC could manage grief or no grief. LC still have the ability to manage through his shit. All right. And he'll manage through the pain. See, Antonio thought he would be too distraught and too hurt to actually deal with what's going on. Junior was like, you don't know him like I know him. And so Junior was like, he could be plotting to take all of us out, including me. So get y'all affairs in order. Like he said it twice. He was like, get y'all affairs in order. And so Junior looks at Alejandro and he was like, you should know better. He said, you know I'm not lying. And Junior, he tell him get their affairs in order, and then he leave again. So Alejandro lets the Alliance know, listen, Junior is right. He said, with this bloodshed, there will be retribution. So Antonio tells the Alliance that I have LC covered. And Alejandro was like, do you really? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, well, Alejandro was like, well, what happened to the plan? And Antonio was like, the plans changed. I was like, we're in episode 6, and I want to say it's gonna be 10 episodes as always, but I just want to see what's going to happen. I don't know. So Junior and Sonia are in the car because he felt like he wanted to go pay his respects to Juan's funeral. And so Sonia was like, listen, I don't feel right about this. And so Junior, again, his reasoning for everything is, I didn't kill Juan. I didn't do it. You are overseer of this alliance, so everything that happens, it falls on you. Just like you going to this man's funeral. Because you are the overseer, the blood falls on you. So for you to say, I'm just going to go pay my respects, that's not okay. Like, Sonya is so level-headed. And I don't like that Junior always want to have a hard time listening to his wife when she's being level-headed in this whole situation. She was like, listen, if you go in there, basically, they're not going to make this situation about Juan. It's going to stop being about Juan because you're a distraction. This is going to be about you. They're supposed to be celebrating Juan. And you're going to go in there. Everybody's emotions are still high because everything had just happened. And he finally listens. Like, you did this. You did, no matter what happens, instead of you taking another route, but being mad at your family, you can be mad at your family. You can be mad at your family. I get it. They should have told you, but I guess they didn't want to taint your relationship. If you look at it like that, I feel like they didn't tell him because they didn't want to taint his relationship between him and Donna. Him and Donna already had a relationship as an adult. He just wasn't aware that Donna was his mom. So, I feel like they didn't want to tell him the full story. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they should have told him, but they didn't. But you cannot get mad and say, I'm going to teach them a lesson by working with the op. I'm going to work with the op. You have single-handedly kind of, just committed your own unaliving, if that makes sense. Again, it could have been ways. You could have just been like, listen, I'm leaving for a month. I'll be back. I just need to wrap my head around all of this. And then I need to go talk to my mama. I need to talk to y'all as to why I'm a step down from the family for a second. I just need some me time and all of the things. No, you didn't do that. You didn't do that. You set out to make him mad. Again, with y'all ops. This only was not his op. These were your ops. You are part of the family. They were also trying to unalive you as well. Like, anyway, Donna found the opening to manipulate Junior, and she did that. And I'm just looking at Junior like, Chippy would never. Yeah, I'm sorry to go on a rant, but it's just, like you just want to shake Junior. And I feel bad for Junior because y'all know Larry crazy. And whatever LC ask of Larry is gonna do it. Hell, Larry was gonna unalive LC in what, season 5? So y'all know when they took over that mental institute. Okay, I don't know if that was season 4 or 5, but they was Larry don't play with a full deck. Okay, they be the people in the mall, but don't nobody be shopping. I gotta go look at that story on about him and his wife. I wonder if he in real life. I don't know. Anyway, back to this. So we get to Juan's funeral. All right. My heart goes out to Juan and his family. You messed up the city with this one, Juan. You messed up the city with this one. So y'all know I was at the funeral. Okay, I had like 3. Y'all know I'm from New Orleans, so we gonna go get some chicken real quick from the Chinese store is what we call it. Okay, and a pan of shrimp fried rice. Okay, if you don't know, now you know. So I brought my 3 pans of chicken, my wings. Everybody like wings, fried wings. They be rolling. So I brought it in there. There's a couple of cases of cold drinks. I didn't really have to bring nothing, but because Juan was my boy, I decided I wanted to bring a couple things. I ain't just want to show up. I don't want to show up empty-handed. Okay? All right. So the family, everybody was consoling Consuela. She took it pretty hard. And then we get the scene, and LC did the eulogy. So we get to the next scene, which was at the hospital. The doctor is checking little O, and he had the nurse to call Orlando Stat or Vincent, baby Vincent or whatever. And so he gets the call while he's at the funeral, answer the phone. He tells his mama, hey, it's the doctor. Something's going on with baby Vincent, aka little O. I have to go. And so Chippy, y'all know, she all about her family. She was like, okay, I'm coming with. So we find out that little O needs a bone marrow transplant because the treatments that they're working on, the treatments that he's getting, it's not working. They've tried multiple treatments and nothing has worked. So now he needs a bone marrow. So the doctor is going to check, weekly if there is one that's a match. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I really felt bad for Orlando. Like, he was pissed. He was pissed. He was like, I don't care what you do, you make sure he's alive. And everybody thinks that Roman is the match. I hope Roman is the match. But the crazy part is everybody in the family was tested and nobody's a match. I wonder if, because Antonio Dash, that's isn't I now correct me if I'm wrong. Antonio Dash is actually little O's or little Vincent's grandfather. I wonder if he's a match, but he wouldn't even do it anyway. Junior in the next scene. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me say this real quick. Orlando, on top of Orlando being pissed, y'all know he hurt or whatever, so he leave. So Chippy, I feel like as a mom, a wife, all around, Chippy is, as she feel like she watching her family fall apart, she finally found, her son that she didn't really know she had. She lost her other son. And all these things that are happening, with the people, and then everything that Junior the Alliance has done. I think it's taking a toll on Chippy. She's been extremely emotional this season. I'm not mad at it. I just wanted to point that out. All right. So Junior goes to find Harris. Where is Harris? I don't know. But again, I could have been wrong about whoever that mystery man is that Donna is seeing. Anyway, Junior goes to find Harris. Harris is in a location that he can't be found. But of course, with the Duncans, they can find anybody while they have Nevada. So I'm pretty sure Junior is smart. So he has his ways, as he said to Harris. So he talks to Harris about possibly unaliving LC. I was like, you sure you want to do that? Like, again, I really feel like there could have been other ways and other things could have been done before we even got to this point of unaliving. Again, Junior is entitled to his emotions. He's entitled to his feelings, but this was to get with the op. Anyway, we get to the repass, and London and LoJack walk in the door. And of course, Paris is pissed. She tripping. She goes to, I guess, start this little argument with London. And I'm just like, girl, y'all in the middle of a repass. Come on, Paris. But it don't even matter. It's not your, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me say, it's not your coochie. It's this lady's coochie. So why are you worrying about it? Because he a snitch. It is what it is. It is what it is. Girl, get over yourself. Like, Paris, yeah, I love Paris, but you're making this lady's life about you. Girl, mind your business. Mind your business. Okay? But LC came in. He had to get those two together real quick. Now, I will say this. This is really the first time in this entirety, in this season, that we've seen LC get each one of his kids together in a different way, for the exception of Vegas. All right? Vegas is very level-headed. But I don't know what's going to happen once everybody find out Vegas is dating or screwing a cop. Or because he's not in love with her, okay? He ain't in love with her. He in love with me. But whatever. We're just gonna let that go. But I wonder how he's gonna handle this situation with Vegas if he finds out that Vegas, is smashing a cop. All right. So Elsie and Chippy, have a conversation. Elsie asks how's little O. She was like, listen, we'll talk about that later. Right now, this is about Juan. This is what I will say. I love how Chippy has the ability to keep Elsie here and keep him grounded. And he is already a grounded man on his own. But Chippy also helps with that. She's able to steer him most of the time. And he does the same for her. Like, he has her back 100%. So whatever she say, he don't argue. Okay? And I think when you look at Sonia and Junior, Sonia has that same qualities as Chippy. But when it comes to Junior, he don't listen to reason. Like, he doesn't want to listen to reason. It's like you just want to be mad at these people now. You just want to be mad. And I feel like that's a lot of misplaced anger. Like, you can be, again, you have every right to be mad over here. But, well, you can't have misplaced anger if the person who's supposed to love you isn't being honest with you. So Donna lacks character, integrity, cool, all of that. Okay? Ugh. Anyway, so Elsie feels like he's responsible for Juan's unaliving. He feels like all of this could have been he could have handled all of this sooner, but he did not. And so Chippy was like, this is not your fault. This is not on your hands. You did not do this. No, they didn't do this because, again, they did not order anybody to unalive Dominique. Whoever this person was, it was easy for them to frame the Duncans. I don't know. We don't know. We still need to know who the person is. And that's another thing. That same person who could have been is the mystery man. With Donna was the one who probably unalived Dominique. Donna's not to be trusted. So she knew that doing that would start a war with the Duncans. And it would take her out of it. Like, y'all need to just take this lady out of my misery. Anyway, so Larry, Nene, and Finance Curtis. I love Curtis. Show up, okay? First of all, let me say this. Because I know what I just said about Vegas. And I love Curtis. Okay, they both just give BDE. Okay, big time. BDE. But if I had to choose, it would be Vegas. Anyway, and then Curtis. Okay, I ain't never passed and smashed a family or nothing like that. But this, oh yeah. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Anyway, so Larry shows up with Nene and Curtis, pays his respects, and Elsie was like, listen, I need to have a conversation with you. So they go to another room, and Elsie was like, I need you to unalive Junior. Before he asks Larry to unalive Junior, he tells Larry what has happened. And he was like, who unalived Juan? You're going to tell me who did it? So he was like, it was Junior. And it was the stuff that Larry was saying. I was like, oh my God, he is absolutely funny. But he was like, it was Junior who did it. And so he was like, struggling. Like, I didn't want to do this. I can't do it. I don't have the heart to do it. I can't ask the boys to do it, or even Paris, because I know that they're not going to do it. They don't even have the heart to do it. I know in their brain they probably want to do it, but they don't have the heart to do it. Like, even, especially Orlando, he was like, we need to talk to him, and I know Vegas was like, we got to take care of this. But Vegas would not, they're not going to do it. So Larry was like, I need you to do it. I need you to unalive. What's his name? Junior. And Larry, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm spacing. Larry started crying because this is family. And so Elsie was like, listen, I remember what you told me when you said a Duncan can only unalive a Duncan. And a Duncan has to do something really terrible to be unalived by another Duncan. All right? And so Larry was like, are you sure? He was like, because I don't want you to be mad at me. I don't want you to spend the rest of your life mad at me. And you and I just got back cool. And even then, there was that struggle. And Elsie was like, I'm sure. Like, they both were crying because we're family. And they're strong with family. They're like this. And anytime that there is an issue, they deal with it like family. But to unalive somebody, I think that was the hardest decision that they had to make. And so Larry was like, I don't want you to be angry with me. We just got cool. I don't want you to hate me for the rest of my life. And so he was like, I got your back. And so Larry, they come from, I feel like Larry, Elsie, and even, which one was Clifton Powell? Which one? Him and Junior was really close. I remember in season 1 they were really close. They, as Larry said, everybody can't be the general. Sometimes you have to be the soldier. And I think that's what the brothers were. They were soldiers. They wasn't, they stood in a lane. And so with this, it was hard. It was a hard ask. And Larry was like, even, I guess, looking at it from Larry's standpoint, I can do it, but we're talking about unaliving my nephew, your son. So when I do it, this got to be a clean slate. I just hope somebody came in the door. I'm hoping Elsie came in the door and said no, or I don't know. I'm not ready. Okay, just because I'm not ready doesn't mean it's not going to be done. So Junior has a conversation with Harris. He tells Harris what happened. He said, I'm going to do what I have to do because I have a family on the way. And he starts to cry because deep down, he missed his damn family. And he knew what he did was stupid. He also have his family of his own. And he want to be around to hold his daughter when she's born, to see his family, to see his daughter grow up. He want to be able to be with his wife and his daughter. And Harris tells Junior, then you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight to survive. And you're going to have to also fight for your daughter. But don't lie to yourself about what all of this is going to cost. Because what you did is now costing you your life, or it's going to cost Sonya or your baby their life. So Harris lets Junior know, hey, listen, if you if you pull that trigger, you'll it's you know you'll never come back from this. It's crazy. So we get back to the repass. Chippy's having a conversation. He's like, I hope Elsie and Larry aren't into it. Chippy was like, it's so much bigger than that. She said that myself and Elsie has thought about it, has tossed and turned, all night to come to a decision as to what we're gonna do with Junior, right? And y'all, I'm trying to paraphrase this whole thing rather always bring word for words. I'm trying to paraphrase it. And so Chippy didn't want to do it. Nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to do this. But we are at a point, I'm a Duncan, we are at a point where we can't really trust Junior like that. I don't know. He's created this space, and again, he's created this. No matter how much you try to slice it and dice it, you hung out with the op, and the op wants your family gone, and that's including you, because while you're trying to plot to play your family, your ops are sitting around scheming and scamming on you as well, including your mama. So anyway, because this review is getting lengthy. So Chippy and Nene, they have the moment. They understand that one of the Duncans gotta go. Okay, and it's not the ones over here. It's the one that left. All right. So Larry finally meets Roman, and he was like, so you a Duncan? And Roman was like, yeah, I guess so. And he was like, let me give you a word of advice. Either you're a Duncan or you're not, but just choose wisely. And it left him like, okay. And so Rio was like, listen, he is certified crazy. Okay? Don't never cross him. If you ever in a dark alley with him and you have crossed him, please know you will never come. You ain't coming out. You ain't coming out of that. All right? So I actually like that scene. I like that as family, they're accepting of who comes along. They don't ask questions. They just, they deal with it. Anyway, so Junior comes into the house. And I knew Larry was in there. Y'all know Larry showed all of his colors in season, I think it was 4 or 5. And also in Family Business New Orleans. Okay. Larry showed up and showed out. All right. So Larry is in the house with Junior. Larry is sitting in the house waiting on Junior to come. He done tied up Sonya, her and her pregnant fetus, baby. They're in that bed tied up. And I was like, I just don't like how you're putting Sonya in the middle of all of your stupidity. Like, that annoys me to no end, y'all. That annoys me to no end. All right? So, Junior walks in the house. He sees Larry. And Larry tells him, Larry tells Junior to take the gun out of your pocket, the blicky out of your pocket, kick it over here, and he has a conversation with him. I'm going to keep it all the way a buck with you. And he was like, you always try to be more than what you were. Instead of just staying in your lane. I don't know how I felt about that, but whatever. But then Junior tells Larry, he was pissed off because he tells him, they passed me up because I wasn't her son. And again, you're referring to Chippy as her, as if this lady never mattered to you or even taking care of you or taking you in. She hasn't treated you differently. In fact, sometimes I felt like she treated him a lot better. Like, she was so, she loved Junior. You couldn't tell me that wasn't hers. That's why when we found out she wasn't his real mom, I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So Larry tells Junior that that's bullshit. He tells him, some of us, he tells her that's bullshit. I don't know who told you that, but that's not it. So Larry still have the blicky pointing Junior's way. So Larry says, let me tell you something about your parents. They saved your life from your mama. He also tell him that all it took my brother to do was to give your mom just a little bit of money to keep her mouth closed. And he lets him know your mama didn't care about you. So of course, Junior's like, that's all lies. Larry lets him know you don't even realize when you're being manipulated. So he also tells Junior there was a time when Donna was running around town abusing herself, fiending for a fix, and looking for a rock. He goes on to tell Junior that Donna was lost in the sauce, and when Elsie found that one bruise, all it took was Elsie to find one bruise on you, both him and Chippy took you away and they never gave you back. And so Larry tells him what's messed up is that Donna never even came looking for you. As a matter of fact, she went and started a family and it didn't even include you. So Junior asked him, okay, so why are you telling me this now? Because I know my fate has already been sealed. So why are you telling me this? So Larry was like, courtesy, out of common courtesy. I feel like before every person should be unalive, before they go meet their maker, you should be able to know the full truth. All right? And so he made Junior get down on his knee. He put the blicky to his head. And that's when the episode went off. It makes me feel like almost similar, not too much, but almost similar to Hill Street. Is it Hill Street Blues? Where Twinkie had to go unalive Simon. Okay? He made him unalive Simon because you brought him in this world. You gonna take him and you gonna take him out. Simon! Y'all gotta go watch Hill Street Blues, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. But this is where the episode ended. And I don't know, y'all. I'm a chicken at heart. Okay? Because now I feel away. This is me, Erica Kiwan Jones, saying I'm not ready for Junior to depart. Okay? I'm not ready. I'm going to be a woman and admit when I'm not ready. And that's one of these times. And I just want, even though I was hard on Junior and I'm still going to be hard on him, but I really, really want him to have, because we still don't know. We don't know if he here or he went to go be with the Lord. Okay? I don't know if this is if we're gonna allow him to redeem himself. Okay? And LC just have to come in the door. This is me doing wishful thinking. For LC to walk in the door and be like, no, I changed my mind. And Junior be like, I'm done with the alliance. F them, I'm ready to come home. And then with Donna, he was like, girl, you and the horse you rode in on, old crackhead bitch. So this is what I want to see. Again, I think I'm a little masochist. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, tomorrow I will. What am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow I will bring. I'm supposed to be going live with Bell Collective, myself and my cousin. So we're supposed to be going live I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Saturday, so that'll be my review. But tomorrow, I do plan on having the Braxton Family Values and Ready to Love. I just have to get with my cousin to find out when we going live for Bell Collective, this first part reunion. Okay? And that is all I got. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.